Shocking. Shocking is the word of the week for this week's breaking news video. In crypto, there has been a lot going on, in particular with Ripple. Ripple XRP has made a huge offer to purchase Circle, the USDC stablecoin issuer. And why would they do that? There's a lot that we can discuss about the importance of stablecoins. So we're going to do that here today. And we're also going to dive into the relationship between Algorand and Fifa. It has come to a dramatic end, and we're going to figure out why. Then also we'll talk about Bitcoin adoption. States are still talking about it, and some are moving forward with a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Welcome back to the channel. My name is C. Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and say what's good. All right, let's get started. Here's an article by Turner Wright on Cointelegraph. Ripple's $4 to $5 billion bid to purchase Circle rejected. Blockchain firm Ripple made a multi-billion-dollar bid to acquire USDC issuer, but the offer was rejected. And they rejected the offer because it wasn't enough money, basically. And we would call this a potential corporate takeover. Remember, Ripple is the issuer of RLUSD. That's the Ripple Ledger United States dollar. And that stablecoin is fully regulated, and they are using it all around the globe right now, and it is slowly getting more market share. So Ripple, being a American-made United States company, would love to dominate the stablecoin market. So they went after Circle. But let's dive in and talk about why Circle is so important to the crypto space. The world's largest regulated stablecoin powering global finance. So the most important thing about Circle is that the USDC is redeemable one-to-one for US dollars. And USDC enables 24/7 liquidity for near instant low-cost global payments. And Circle also issues the Euro C, which is the stablecoin for the euro. Those are basically the two top currencies on the planet. And the USDC obviously is aiming to dominate in the United States, which is the biggest market. Circle, also being a United States company, would put it in a strategic position. So I understand Ripple was like, let me get that, right? Tether has moved out to El Salvador. They're not in this picture right now. And they've been having issues in the past about their funds. Do they really have what they say they have in reserves? Circle is audited. You can easily check. It's on the blockchain. It's a regulated U.S. company that rumor has it will be IPOing on the U.S. stock market. That would be interesting. Here it is right here. The reserves as of April 24th, 2025. So the balance says in circulation, 62 billion. Reserves, 62.3 billion. So they actually have more money in reserves than they do in circulation. That's always a positive. And you can see right here, circulation, reserves, and then they have cash reserves in the banks. Doing really good. So in the last 7 days, there was a change. Issued 3.7 billion, redeemed for 2.5 billion. You can see the numbers for the last 30 days, issued, redeemed, and then the last year, 162.3 billion and 133 billion redeemed. And then you have the numbers for the euro. 199.1 million euros in circulation, 199.8 million euros as reserves. They doing really good with their reserves and obviously 24/7 redemptions. Circle makes their fees. They are dominating the payments market. If you've been following this channel, you know Moonwell uses USDC with the Visa debit cards and bank accounts. There's many platforms that use the euro and USDC. Most of us feel comfortable with the US dollar. Now, if we go look at coin market cap, USDC is the 7th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Obviously, with Bitcoin, Ethereum dominating the market, then you have Tether as the number one, but the number two, which is slowly, potentially will be number one in the future, is USDC. The sentiment is always high, and that's the stable coin I definitely trust the most. So when we look at this story here, digital dollars, banks and public sector drive blockchain adoption. So Citi put this out this month of April, and this is one of those documents that is used to educate other bankers, fund managers, the rest of the institutional and TradFi. So we're going to scroll down here. And what's dope about this is they just break it all down. Banks and public sector drive blockchain adoption. And then here's what I like, how fiat collateralized stablecoins work. So one, user deposits traditional fiat currency, the US dollar, to stablecoin issuer. Boom, that's step one. That's over there with Circle. Two, being pegged to fiat currency, the issuer maintains a reserve of fiat currencies in a secure account. That's with their banking partners. And then three, some reserves are held in cash. The rest is invested in short-term treasuries / cash equivalents. So if you're getting a 30-day treasury note, right now you're earning about 4.7% on the cash. So you put your money with Circle, they take that cash, put it in a short-term treasury, earning 4.7% on there, and then you have the digital dollar on the blockchain. Then you got companies like Coinbase that is allowing you to go earn 4% on your stablecoin. So the money is circulating, it is backed by the US dollar, and it is getting spread worldwide. And I definitely love to put my reserves in USDC after making trades and just to earn some stable yields. And number four, user is provided value of stablecoins equivalent to their initial deposit. And then number five, user can deploy stablecoin as deemed fit, hold with centralized custodian or self-custodial wallet. Send it to your Coinbase wallet, your Algorand wallet. Send it to Kraken, send it to Binance. That's basically what it's talking about. And then they have the key takeaways, which I think one of the most important, obviously, is number four. A U.S. regulatory framework for stablecoin could drive net demand for U.S. treasuries, making stablecoin issuers among the biggest holders of U.S. treasuries by 2030. Now, imagine that. We know Warren Buffett got a lot of cash, but Circle is like, I'm coming for you, Berkshire Hathaway. And then here's some good info by DeFi Llama. Stablecoin supply has grown in the past 5 years, 30x. And then our base case estimate for stablecoin market size by 2030 is 1.6 trillion. That's like the whole, amount of Bitcoin right now. And then it's an estimate of net new purchases of U.S. treasuries by 2030. And our base case is 1 trillion. Now back to Ripple. This is why they wanted to purchase Circle. They want to get their hands on those monies, get those U.S. Treasury yields, and then they also want to just dominate the United States and eventually flip Ethereum for all attention, and then they be trying to come for Bitcoin next. Very interesting, and obviously I understand why Circle rejected, but you never know what could happen in the future. Ripple is making power moves. Now check this out, y'all. This is the relationship between Algorand and FIFA. Got this on the email. People have been posting this all online today. And it says, "Dear user, we would like to inform you that not earlier than May 20th, the terms and conditions will be amended as the FIFA Collect platform will move to the FIFA blockchain, an EVM-compatible blockchain. This change will not impact your experience as a user, and your digital assets, including any collectibles held with your account, will remain fully accessible and secure." So if you know anything about FIFA, you know they've been working with Algorand, using the Algorand blockchain, and just recently, millions of dollars sold on Algorand in just mere hours, right? Millions of dollars worth of NFTs. And then this is the FIFA blockchain platform right here. "Welcome to the ultimate house of football. Own iconic moments from FIFA. FIFA Collect football clubs and national federations through officially licensed digital collectibles, showcase, trade, and use them to unlock exclusive rewards and priceless experiences." And then the most recent drops here was popping different packs. They were selling, some of the packs came with tickets to the new World Cup coming up. However, as you see here, they're dropping the FIFA blockchain and EVM compatible blockchain. Algorand is AVM, Algorand virtual machine. So they like this, you know, how I see it is they're like, this experiment worked. People are loving it, but we want to do our own thing. There was an announcement about FIFA dropping a coin. They want that liquidity that is in the Ethereum ecosystem. And, you know, their history of FIFA, you can feel how you want to feel about it. Definitely one of the biggest sports organizations, but they're ditching Algorand and they're starting their own blockchain. Let me know how you feel about that as an Algorand holder in the comments below. Now, on to our final story here is about Bitcoin. North Carolina House votes to appoint pension managers, allow state investment in crypto. The bill represents an effort to adjust states' pension investments. Treasurer Brad Briner has thrown his support behind both. So they get this bill, and it's going to allow pensions to invest. So basically in your 401ks and the treasuries of the state, Bitcoin in form of like mutual funds, ETFs, and things of that nature. This puts North Carolina as one of the few, eventually one of the many states who is really into Bitcoin. You got some Democratic people there that are kind of against it because of the volatility. However, Bitcoin obviously is the big dog on campus. We got Bitcoin at the time of this breaking news video sitting at $94,000. We know that Bitcoin has a max supply of 21 million. 19.85 million Bitcoin are already out there circulating, and it has a market cap currently of 1.86 trillion. Bitcoin is on the rise, and then when you look at the all-time chart, I understand why people want to put this on their balance sheet. Gold has been going crazy. Bitcoin is going crazy, and people love silver. However, Bitcoin is the new cat on the block, and people are predicting that it's going to go much higher, especially Michael Saylor here to your right. He loves Bitcoin. His company, MicroStrategy, has benefited from Bitcoin like no other. That's it, y'all. North Carolina is putting it on the table. They trying to get them some BTC. Y'all, as I said, this week is shocking. You got Ripple going after Circle. You got FIFA leaving Algorand and creating its own blockchain in North Carolina, one of the many, but right now a few, who is adopting Bitcoin. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this week's new breaking news video. And again, my name is C. Will with the Passive Income Network. Make sure you tap in with me, and I'll see you on the next video, y'all. Peace. Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.